there's a great thing that happens there within your mind when you set those goals and they're tangible and there's a time frame on them and you have sacrifice in there, and then the rest of your day goes that way. I've been using this 10X planner for years now, and there's certain days where, I kind of half get at it, and then there's other days where, I hardly get at it. And then there's other days where I really get after it, man, where I fill out everything, or, I get my goals written down twice and my targets, and this has been incredibly effective. It's more of an affirmation tool, That's why I always try to get to the office, at least 30 minutes early, so I can get this stuff started, so I can get it filled out, so I can write my goals, in the portion there, so I can get my mind thinking in that direction. One thing that I learned from a Darren Hardy interview was he interviewed Mario Andretti, and Mario Andretti was a super successful race car driver, and Mario Andretti had won, I guess, like all these different championships. I'm not into racing, so I don't know the titles of them, but he had won, the most consistent racer ever. And so Darren interviewed him and he said, so like, what is your secret to success? And he said, he said, don't look at the wall, is what he said. And he's like, well, what do you mean, don't look at the wall? And he says, well, keep your eyes in front of you and don't look at the wall. And he said, well, could you elaborate? And he says, well, if you look at the wall, you're gonna head towards the wall and you're gonna crash. So always keep your eyes in front of you. That's what his entire secret to success was. And that's kind of like, how you're gonna get those things done is by focusing on them. The minute that you are too invested into social media, the minute that you are looking at what other people are doing, looking at the election, looking at the news, looking at, all these other things, that's the wall, and you'll start heading towards those things. That's why you want to focus, and it can be a challenge, especially these days when you've got so many distractions out there. But this will really help you. Every morning, like I put my goals in this book, and if I get nothing else done, I will still get a goal in there. If I do nothing else, I will still every morning at least write down my goals, because I want to keep my eyes in front of me. Like I want to know like where I'm going next. And so I would say if you don't write down goals, write them down. If you haven't used this 10X planner, give it a try. There's lots of other good tools out there too if this isn't right for you. But it will at least keep you focused. And once you have your focus, then everything else starts to fall in line. You just pick up the phone more. You just stay more focused on your work because, you know exactly what you want in life and you know what comes from that. And so, I use the Google Calendar in a partnership with this 10X planner, and it's been a great tool for me. I've been using it for probably the last, I would say, at least 4 or 5 years. And I've got old 10X planners from 5 years ago. I'll pull those out and I'm like, wow, I was so different back then. I used to write in there, I'm going to make $100 million before I turn 40. So that hasn't happened or didn't happen. But
You're not 40 yet?
I'm not 40 yet, yes. But I've, probably cleared at least 20 million over the last 15 years. So that's good. But, maybe a little bit more, maybe like 23, 24 million. But to answer your question, Ernie, it really is about goal setting, man. Because when you have clearly defined goals that are written down that are specific means they're tangible. They're something that you truly want. They have a time frame attached to them. And this is the third thing, which is the most important. They have something that you're willing to give up. Now, that may be giving up social media. For me, it was giving up, football on Sundays. I just don't watch it anymore. You know what I mean? And when you have that, you have a tangible goal. Could be a house, it could be a certain dollar amount, it could be, a certain weight, whatever it is that you are, it's tangible. You have a time frame, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, whatever it is, and then you have something that you're willing to sacrifice for it. Then you write your schedule after you have identified that. And there's a great thing that happens there within your mind when you set those goals and they're tangible and there's a time frame on them and you have sacrifice in there. And then the rest of your day goes that way, and there's good days and bad days. And I would say the biggest thing I've learned from goal setting is if you do have a bad day, tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another day to get it right or to get a little bit better. And so what you got to look at more important than good days and bad days is, am I improving or am I moving the other direction? Because if I'm improving, then that's okay for me to make mistakes and it's okay for me to have bad days. But if I'm going the other direction, that means I'm not really caring anymore. That means I'm not really setting my goals anymore. That means I'm not opening this book up and I'm not getting my day started and I'm not focused on the road in front of me. And so that's what I would do is I would figure out what your road looks like. I would figure out, exactly what's important to you, exactly where you want to be in 5 years, exactly what you want to do in 5 years. And then write it down and focus on it every day and then do your schedule and then check out your Google Calendar and make sure it all gets in there. Eliminate the white space in your calendar. White spaces are basically free time where, if you don't have an appointment or if you don't have something going on, you're going to basically, waste it by getting on social media or goofing around on games and stuff like that. So fill it up with something important, whether it's complete that class or whether it's, make a few extra calls or whether it's work on my website or whatever it is that you need to do to help you get to your goal is going to be filled in through that white space. And so for me, I've got some family goals, that I'm working on. I've got some faith-based goals that I'm working on. I haven't missed a men's Bible study in, almost like a full year now, which is a big accomplishment for me. Because I used to go, I'd go here, years ago, I'd go maybe once every 4 months. Now, I'm the leading the study. I'm the one that provides the Zoom link. So there's this commitment there. Man, if I don't go, there's guys that want to go that they're not going to be able to get in because I have the Zoom link, So there's this commitment there, And so, that helps as well as find an accountability partner. You all have people in this room and say, hey, you know what? I want to have 30 conversations today, Albert. Ask me at the end of the day how many conversations I had and keep track of it. Find somebody that can help hold you accountable to whatever it is that you want to do in life, whether that's go to the gym, make the calls, spend time with your wife, spend time with your kids, whatever the case may be. Find an accountability partner, put it in your goals, focus on it, keep your eyes on it, and then you've got a better chance of getting it done.